I'm going to do kind of a little mini review today on a product. I don't usually do reviews just because I tend to stick with the hardware I have. I don't tend to buy a lot of hardware just because I'm more of a software person. You know, I'll go out and I'll buy a good laptop or I'll buy a good device and I'll stick with it for at least a year. Okay, you might buy a little bit more hardware. I just don't tend to do reviews of it. Today, I never went. I love handheld gaming. I really do. I prefer it to. In most cases, I do prefer it to sitting down in a console, and I do enjoy small little games. So I did have a PSP before, which I sold just because I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought it would. It just wasn't the gaming device for me. I have a iPod that I do play a lot of games on, a lot of emulators and stuff on. But today I went and bought this. I bought this used, just because I didn't know if I like it or not. You know, I don't want to go out and spend $139 if I'm not going to like the device, and I really don't. You know, I don't mind buying it. So this one I paid about $30 for. Little DS. You know, it's solid, no big scratches. There's one scratch on the screen, but it's on the touch screen. I expected that just because people are jamming pens at it. You know, it kind of getting scratched. It's what happens. But it's a solid device. It really is. Like, it doesn't feel like doesn't feel too, you know, it feels like a solid device. Now, it came with one game, Pokemon, which I'm not going to play, kind of thing. That's just not the game I will play. So instead, I purchased one of these. It's R4. It's backwards. I'm sorry, my webcam. It's an R4 card. It's a game cartridge. You throw it in the back of your DS here. What this has in it is got a little space to throw a chip in, or throw like a little, I guess micro SD is called. I don't know, a little, you know, like memory card in here, and you throw that in the back here. And basically, what you do is you take that little card out, you put it in a little adapter, you throw it in your computer, and you download as many ROMs as you want for it. It's basically free games. I was gonna go gonna take the higher road, and I was gonna go buy games and stuff like that, but they're just like, you know, $40 for a little game like that. Like, they're good games. So I'll probably play them for hours and hours and hours, but it doesn't seem that it's, you know, like, I'm not gonna pay. I pay $40 for PC games and really hardcore games. I guess it's just for casual gaming. Like, this is just for, you know, if I'm bored, I want to play a little game here, I can open it up and play a game. So I wasn't too thrilled with the price point of the game, so I thought, you know what, I'll spend the $40 and get one of these. So it's an R4 card, like I said. Use a memory card, you throw it in the back. You did put ROMs on it, or sort of DS ROMs you can download from the internet anywhere. I'm not going to say where, because it is not particularly as legal as you'd think. Well, I guess you'd think it would be illegal. So it's not completely legal kind of thing to get these ROMs. So I can't tell you exactly where to get them. But do a Google search if you need to get some. But yeah, it came with a little case here. You put your little card in here. It's got space for another card, so you can throw your other card. I only have two games, but yeah. So you can. It's a little case here. It's great. It really is. That little R4 card, I've got about 2 gig micro SD card. I think that's what it is. And I've got hundreds of games on it. I've got Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 5, you know, Mario. I've got like a million games on this stupid little thing. I think I'm up to 100. And, you know, I don't enjoy having to have to carry with me all these little tiny cartridges. They're small. They're gonna get lost. So I just, you know, it's good to just have. I pull the little R4 card here, and I can just throw it into my device, and I really don't take it out unless for doing downloads and stuff. So that's a good point of it. So yeah, I paid altogether a total of about $80 for the entire thing. So that's for the DS, the R4 card, which I did buy from separate people. But yeah, so I spent, you know, $80, maybe $70 on it, and, you know, I'm happy. I get a casual gaming device, which usually costs $139, plus you get this little R4 card. If you have a DS, you know, I really do suggest you get the R4 card, just because it really makes it a better device for me at least. The games, you download as many games, and also you can put custom games like homebrew games, and you can play your DS or not just your DS but your Super Nintendo, a lot of games like that as well. So yeah, so this is what the R4 box is, just so I can show you here. Yeah, I know it's backwards, sorry, but that's what the R4 box is, and it came in this little box here. I went and picked it up from a guy who does these. It says R4 here. Opens it up, and you've got a place here that has a little tiny card reader. It has a card. It came with a card, and it came with the case, the little lanyard thing, which I know is supposed to go on my DS, but I like having on this thing just so I don't lose this thing. And it came with the R4 card, so it was a good deal. And I do suggest it. I think the DS is a really good console. I have had a PSP. I do have an iPod, iPhone type thing. So I have experienced quite a few handheld gaming machines. I pretty much played them all, kind of thing. And the other ones just didn't have the gameplay that the DS has. It's not, I just find the gameplay on the DS to be just a little bit more fun than I found the PSPs to be, or the iPods to be. The iPod is a great gaming device as well, but I didn't like the battery life in it, and I didn't like, it just didn't have all the game. It had the same graphics as the DS in most respects, but it just didn't have the gameplay I wanted. I really wanted to play those new Mario games. I did have a Wii. I didn't like the Wii, but I do like the DS. There's a DSi, I know. It's basically the same device with an upgrade in the firmware, a camera, and a little bit faster of a processor. I've looked into it. I didn't think it was a big upgrade. One thing I knew about the DSi was that its battery life only lasted for, I don't know how long it lasts for, but it was 5 hours less than DS Lite. So I decided to go with the DS Lite. Another thing to mention here, this is not the original DS. This is the DS Lite. The original DS was a bit chunkier, and it was the main reason I didn't, like, when I made the choice between the PSP and the DS when I was buying my next handheld console, I chose the PSP just because the DS looked like crap to me. It just didn't look, the console itself had great gameplay, had great stuff like that, but the actual look of the console looked really bad. But this DSi, I don't know who they hired to do this, but this is very, very nice. I do enjoy this. I like it how it's like a little laptop, and also I had to go for white. I was gonna go for a blue one, but I had another guy had a blue one that I was gonna get, but this one's, I had to go for the white one just because it matches my MacBook. It also matches my little Aspire 1 I have over here, and I have a lot of white devices, so I thought I might as well keep it in kind of the same color type thing. So, great device. If you have any questions about the DSi, or not DSi, or I guess the DSi, the DS, and what I think about it, you can email me at zrtech@gmail.com, or the zrtech@gmail.com for you Americans out there, it's great. It's a great device, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about it. Also, reply in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video, didn't enjoy this video, have any comments for me, any tips for me about the DS, because, I just got this one. I've been playing with it for, like I said, 4 hours. I enjoy it. I've had a lot of fun with it, but do you have any tips for me? I'm not, I don't know everything about it yet. I did research into it quite a bit, but I don't know everything about it, so I'd be interested if you know any cool tips that you'd have for the DS. Yeah, so if you do enjoy this video, hit the little subscribe button over there, and that will give you notifications every time I put a new video, which I'm trying to do more, but it's been difficult. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoy this video, and give me a few stars for my trouble, because I really appreciate it.